explaining. Mark is currently moving about things wrong, and y'all defense is like, you don't understand the story. You don't get his character. I get his fucking character. You don't get the story, and you don't get the character. How do you expect him to grow in an arc when his parallel story is Cecil? Cecil, for who we see, was just like Mark when he was in his earlier career as a normal nigga wanting to make change and enforce justice without working with people who have been against justice, people who have committed horrendous acts of crime, especially killing people. We're seeing all of this to reflect on the fact that, one, Cecil could very well die this season. Once I see a man start reminiscing about their earlier career, you're cooked. Two, Mark will be placed in a position going to have to make him reform his morality clause. And three, the biggest key that Mark is a raging hypocrite is the fact that I don't know who the bald electric nigga is inside of the Golden Globe. Not the Golden Globe, hold on. Guardians of the Globe. I don't know his name, but the fact that him and Immortal both agree that Cecil has been taking it very easy on Mark, and these in-world characters are agreeing that Mark doesn't actually suffer drastic consequences, is proof that Mark is not only clouded by his ego, but he's also clouded by his trauma. Specifically, the trauma that is being placed as him being looked at as his father. Mark watched a lot of people die fighting his dad. It wasn't even stopping his dad. His dad was using him as the hammer to knock them buildings down. With the extreme measurements that Nolan took in trying to conditionalize Mark to not value human life, Mark has every reason to have that moral judgment. Killing is wrong, no matter the life. But the point that Cecil was trying to make, where I've seen some people be like, oh, well, Cecil's gaslighting him. He's trying to manipulate him. No. The point that Cecil makes when he tells Mark, you killed a nigga, regardless of being tricked into space. You was happy to see your dad, happy enough to bring another Viltrumite to Earth. So who are you to say someone like Darkwing can't be a good guy, and someone like Multi-Paw, who didn't even kill nobody, should be taken into custody because of their aggression? Oh, but Multi-Paw messed up the mission. Multi-Paw distracted them. Mark was doing training exercises, flying to the moon and then flying back. At no moment could Mark not have, I don't know, secured the Declaration of Independence and then tied both of them niggas up in the span of like maybe a minute, maybe less, and then still went to go help Rex. Mark's character is supposed to be open to criticism right now because he's projecting his emotional and mental traumas while trying to use that same reasoning as to why the things that he does aren't the same. Oh, but Armstrong almost killed his mom. He thought his mom was gonna die. Multi-Paw thought his sister was dead. The way Mark sits on his fucking boombox about justice, someone who is completely against killing, and if he is going to kill, then that means he has the rationale to understand why somebody could be pushed to that level or be redeemed from it. Because he's about to do that right now with Oliver. If Mark wasn't an emotional thinker and actually thought with his intelligence, he would have been like, you know what, Cecil? I don't trust you, but how can we contain Oliver to get him in a state where we can properly teach him? But he flew the little murderer home for everybody to be like, he's just a kid. Last I checked, kids are not walking through people's intestines, whether they have the strength or not. And they're sure as fuck not trying to justify